I'm going to teach you area, perimeter, and volume. Let's start with perimeter. The perimeter is the area around an object, like the perimeter of a room. I'm going to find out how many feet all the way around. You would fence in on the perimeter of your property. That is the perimeter. It's the outside edge of something, whatever that thing is. So let's say that this is a square. And we know that all sides in a square are the same length. So if this is a 2, this is a 2, that everything's a 2. But let's just say for fun, I'm just putting one number up. In order to find perimeter, I want you to remember my friend Perry. Perry goes out, he meets his friends. He's like, hey, can I get your number? And he walks around the room. Can I get your number? Can I get your number? And he adds them all up. And he's like, I'll call this person first. And look what I got. I got all these phone numbers. Blah, ha. All right, so Perry likes to meet her. Hey, nice to meet you. Hey, I'm Perry. There you go. So you add up all the numbers to find perimeter. So 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2. So the perimeter of this square is 4. Let's say I'm doing a rectangle. And now what you need to know about rectangles is the opposite sides are the same length. So if this is a 3, then that's a 3. If that's a 2, then that's a 2. So Perry wants to go around and meet her. 3 and 2 and 3 and 2. Okay, so you add them all up and you get 8. Because 3 plus 2 is 5. Whoops, did I get 8? Okay, 3 plus 2 is 5 plus 5. Now that's finding the perimeter. And these are all polygons. Now a polygon, as long as it's a closed figure and it's got straight lines, it's still a polygon. So this has 1 side, 2 sides, 3 sides, 4 sides, 5 sides. That's a pentagon. It's a 5-sided figure, but it doesn't look like the typical pentagon that you know, that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It doesn't look like that little baseball diamond. So let's say I have numbers outside each of this shape. Okay? And I've got 2 there, and I got 1 there, and then I have 2 there. Okay? Random numbers. To find the perimeter of this polygon, I would add 4 plus 2, which is 6, plus 2 is 8, plus 1 is 9, plus 2 is 11, plus the 3, which is 14. So the perimeter of this is 14. That's perimeter. So perimeter is adding it up. But area, if you want to think of like an area rug, you have a small, it doesn't fit the entire wall-to-wall carpet, like a bath mat, something small you can pick up. That's an area rug. It covers the surface of an area, but not the entire. So let's say I want to find the area of this square. And I know, again, the sides of the square, they're all the same length. So if there's a 2 up here, there's a 2 there. Area equals length times width. Now don't forget, this little dot is the same as writing the multiplication symbol. But in middle school and 5th grade, you're probably going to be using the dot. So it's length times width. Another thing I will show you is the L and the W when they're together and there's nothing separating them. That's also meaning times, but I digress. So it's length times width. So the area of this square is 4. Let's draw my rectangle, and that's a 4, and that's a 3. Length times width, this area would be 12. So area is just multiplying the length times width. You have to memorize that. Volume. You want to measure the volume like a box. What's the length and the width and the height of the box that you could fill something. And volume, I want you to think of VOL. 3 letters. Length times width times height. VOL. Think of it like that. And it's more of like a 3-dimensional, you know, when you're working on a cube or solid. So if this is 3, this is a cube, and that's 3, and that's 3, it's length times width times height. So 3 times 3 times 3, or what I taught you the other day, is power, 3 to the 3rd power. So 3 times 3 is 9, and 9 times 3 is 27. So the volume of this cube is 27. It's not always going to be a cube. Maybe it's going to be a rectangle. It doesn't look much different for your purposes, but mine it does, maybe. Okay, so 5 times 4 times 3. 5 times 4 is 20, times 3 is 60. So the volume of this particular box is 60. So there you have it. And that's a cubic measurement.